Hey, sweet soul, welcome back to Conscious Lifestyle Coaching. My name is Raileigh Easterling. Today, I want to talk about resonating and receiving soul family, soul tribe into your life. For me and my personal journey, I am more estranged from blood relatives. They're not involved in my life. I have chosen that to be so. I've been going through this transition, this birthing period, not just being pregnant, but birthing my higher self. And it is a very precious and vulnerable time in my life with my career as a creative person who's publicly visible every day. That results in more exposure to judgment and criticism and uh, insecurities and shame that live within my family, within the bloodline. But in order for me to be free to express my soul as an artist, as a business owner, I've had to really detach from my family and to heal, and especially to forgive. So I've been in this incubation period, not talking to my blood family as I heal and forgive my past and the ways in which I have felt unloved or mistreated. Not having to explain that and justify that to anyone, just going through my process, allowing myself sacred space for the first time in my life, taking care of myself without consulting with anyone else, and just honoring my soul mission and finding this sense of fulfillment, claiming my own life with a husband, and establishing my own roots as a family. And it's a miraculous blessing I'm moving through. And unfortunately, I couldn't take my blood family with me through this journey. Not everybody. This is a time in which I want more privacy. It's which just because you're online teaching all the time doesn't mean you don't have privacy. I live a very quiet, private life. I don't see many people. I live in the forest, and very much is the balance I need in order to be creating at this level of productivity and service to so many people. But I say all this to say that, if you are estranged or considering detaching from your blood family more, but maybe you don't want to live in isolation, I want to encourage you to remember that soul tribe exists. So, how you set that intention is that you are willing and brave enough to walk your path alone, trusting that God, the divine, the universe will send you guides, friends, and spiritually aligned people who feel like family to you. They feel like sisters and brothers. They not just feel that way, but they directly, clearly, transparently honor you in your fullness, exactly as you are. They're not trying to sculpt you or shift you into any other perception or idea of who they want you to be. There's no expectation of who they want you to be. They love you unconditionally exactly as you are, and you're not blood related to them. So that is who I consider soul tribe and soul family. If you're someone who walks a spiritual path, meaning you're in the flow of spirit, you're committed and devoted to the soul path and soul mission, so oftentimes God will take us to different locations, different sites. Many of us do grid work, and so we're not exactly rooted in one place with the white picket fence all the time. You're still discovering who you are on the soul path, and there's many different skills you have to pick up on, many communities you need to connect with. So you don't have that stillness of living in one neighborhood or let alone one city sometimes. So who you have in your life often shifts, or maybe you're in one place, you leave for a couple years, couple months, and you come back. And it's the people who are able to travel with you spiritually that end up still being the friends, still being that soul tribe. That's because they see your soul, and that's because they love your soul. And oftentimes, yes, it is people who are not blood related to you who are truly able to love you at the soul level. With blood relatives, there is a almost the expectation that we have to love and support each other. because of the blood relation. But if you're highly spiritual, you care more you care more than just about loyalty, uh, and that type of closeness. You need spiritual support. You need people who are serving a soul mission. You desire to be understood. You desire to be accepted. And you should. You're allowed to receive those things. But sometimes when we are desiring soul tribe, we push people away out of guilt and shame, wanting to give honor and respect to uh, our birth family. But then we end up, oftentimes, especially if you resonate as being the black sheep in your family, or just you're just so different, and you just never felt understood or accepted. But again, you want to give honor and respect to your parents and your family who raised you. But we shouldn't do that at the cost of dishonoring ourselves, disrespecting ourselves. Because when we do that, we're not honoring God living through us, God wanting to use us, God wanting us to receive all that we need so that we could be of great service. So, understanding that you're allowed to shift and move through different communities, different circles of friends, and not being afraid that if you walk away from certain relationships, that you're going to be punished for it or rejected forever because of it. True friendship that honors the soul allows one to breathe in and out. You are unconditionally accepted, always. So then the question is, if that's the case, what does it even mean to be a true friend if you're not always around or always available? Or what does it mean to be a responsible lover if you don't even have a relationship with your blood family? And I want to say this in regard to what makes a good friend on the soul path: you are available. The door is open, it's not always exactly shut. Sometimes it's wide open, sometimes it's a little cracked, but there's still some light that's coming in through there. And someone who's spiritual and conscious and loves you unconditionally will honor and notice that, okay, the door is not quite open. I could push a little bit if I really, really need to. If I really need this person, they may answer and allow me in. But I'm noticing, I'm aware enough that perhaps this friend needs some more time, some more distance. And I love them. But I'm allowed to seek support elsewhere. I'm allowed to also have friends elsewhere. And when the time is right, if it comes, I'm okay if it doesn't. That door will maybe perhaps open wider again. And that's what I believe is a true and genuine friend, where it's not about what we need from them, it's how can we honor them, how can we respect them, how can we remain available when we can, but recognizing they are a free spirit. And we love people when they're present with us, and we appreciate and we are grateful even when they're not in our lives, because people change and shift, and sometimes their life takes them in a very different direction than ours. So we honor the time that we spend with people. We cherish people more, knowing that they may not be around for very long. So it's about the quality and the gratitude and the presence that we share with people. Again, not holding on to, this is going to be my best friend forever. I've had many situations with people where if it's so deep, it truly is God sent, a soul sister, a soul brother, and then it's not very long, much into the future, where we separate and don't talk to each other, even though we had such a deep experience. But that experience was for that time. It may come again, it may not, and we have to be okay with that. And what makes a responsible lover someone who does honor family but also honors the self? This is someone who has self respect, meaning they are not necessarily selfish, but they are full of love. So they're not entertaining relationships, even blood related, that um, are not feeling presence with that love, with peace. There's no mutual pouring. Energy does not rise. Consciousness is not there. It becomes toxic. It festers like still water in the heat of summer. And brain eating amoebas fester in there. And that's how relationships can become, even ones that are blood related. So recognizing there has to be healthy energy in the relationships that we have. And it actually is more responsible to walk away when we recognize there is an absence of God in that relationship. And just like the friendly relationships, allowing family members to breathe in and out. It's different for a parent child relationship, obviously. If you're having a child, you've made a commitment and devotion to that child to raise that child. And that's why I believe um, we need to stay and honor that. But even children, and if you are younger than 18 and you watch this, if your parents don't choose you, you don't have to choose them. There are many spiritual fathers and mothers that you will encounter on this life path. When you open yourself to it, when you ask for it, they will come. So again, we don't have to remain tied or chained to relationships that are unhealthy. So let us continue to honor the self, be open to what soul family, soul friendships are, and to allow more in, to build more community. I think anyone who exists right now needs to welcome in more community. Meaning you have boundaries, not just exposing yourself to anyone all the time, but you're building relationships where there's more sacred space within them. There's not emotional codependency, enmeshment, none of that. Just people who honor you, they see you, they can come in, they can leave, and us allowing ourselves to be at peace. Not being dependent on just anyone and everyone, but being so full and complete in the self and allowing people to radiate in and out as we align with the highest vibration. And I believe that's what will give us the greatest fulfillment and allow us to share true unconditional love. And this is how I believe collectively we raise the consciousness of Earth, of the planet, recognizing we are all so family. Every human on Earth has that potential, that resonance. If we look deep enough, it's there. So, thank you so much for listening. Peace and love to you. I'll see you in the next video. Oh, and of course, this is the last opportunity tonight to register for the 30-day coaching portal. Invite your dreams into reality. So you can read more about what that is in the description box below. But ultimately, if you're ready and you need a 30-day coach and you've been called to me, then I'm ready to be of service. If you have any questions, you can send me an email tonight. So, peace and love. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here. Go ahead and like, comment, share. You know the drill. You know what to do. I don't have to ask. But again, just thank you. Peace.